We are often misled by illusions of power. We see people who control others, amass wealth, or command armies, and we think to ourselves, this is power. But is it? Does power lie in external circumstances? Or does it reside somewhere deeper, somewhere more difficult to reach? To a Stoic, real power cannot be found in the domination of others or the accumulation of material wealth. True power lies in mastery over oneself, over our desires, impulses, and emotions. It is the kind of power that no one can take from us because it comes from within. This is the power we should strive for, not as a fleeting ambition, but as a way of life. The path to true power is difficult. It demands self-discipline, wisdom, and a deep understanding of ourselves. But it is the only kind of power worth having, for it endures when all else fails. We often misunderstand the nature of power. In today's world, power is associated with control. Control over others, control over resources, or control over our environment. But the Stoic perspective turns this understanding on its head. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The world outside of us is chaotic, unpredictable, and often harsh. Events occur beyond our control. The only thing we truly have power over is our own mind, our thoughts, our reactions, and our decisions. This is where real strength comes from, and this is where the Stoic focuses their energy. We all face challenges in life. Some are external: problems at work, conflicts with loved ones, financial difficulties. Others are internal: doubts, fears, anger, jealousy. The Stoic understands that external events are not inherently good or bad. They simply are. What matters is how we choose to respond to them. This idea is encapsulated in the words of Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In this simple but profound statement, Epictetus reveals the core of Stoic wisdom. While we cannot control the world around us, we can control how we interpret and respond to it. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling, the rain is pouring down, and the world seems to be falling apart. Most people would panic, allowing the storm to dictate their actions and emotions. But the Stoic stands firm, knowing that the storm will pass. The Stoic understands that they cannot control the wind or the rain, but they can control how they respond. This is where true power lies, in the ability to remain calm and centered, even in the face of chaos. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, often spoke of the importance of mastering one's emotions. He believed that we suffer more from our own thoughts and fears than from any external event. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, he wrote. Think about how often we allow fear or anger to control us. We worry about things that may never happen. We imagine worst-case scenarios and dwell on them until they consume us. But Stoicism teaches us that these emotions are fleeting, and they only have power over us if we let them. To gain true power, we must learn to see our emotions for what they are: temporary and often irrational responses to the world around us. The Stoic path to power is not about suppressing our emotions, but about mastering them. It is about recognizing that emotions, while natural, should not control us. Anger, fear, and desire are distractions that cloud our judgment and lead us away from true wisdom. To be truly powerful, we must learn to act with reason and clarity, not in reaction to fleeting emotions. This is not an easy path. The world constantly tries to pull us away from our inner calm. Temptations arise, challenges present themselves. Others provoke us, but the Stoic remains unmoved. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." This is the essence of Stoic power, the understanding that no one can harm us unless we allow it. External events do not have the ability to diminish our inner strength. Only we have the power to give in to negativity or rise above it. Consider the concept of power in today's society. We are led to believe that power is something you can buy, something you can achieve by climbing a ladder or defeating opponents. We see power as something external, a tool to be used against others. But the Stoic sees power as internal. It is not about how many people you can command or how much wealth you can accumulate. It is about the ability to remain true to yourself, no matter the circumstances. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." It is in adversity that we find our true power. The Stoic does not shy away from difficulty, nor does he seek to avoid pain. Instead, he embraces these challenges, knowing that they are opportunities to grow stronger. Every obstacle is a chance to practice virtue, to act with courage, wisdom, and patience. Power is not found in avoiding discomfort or taking the easy path. It is found in facing life head-on, in accepting that hardship is inevitable, and in using it as a means to build character. We are all tested at some point in our lives. How we respond to those tests defines who we are. The Stoic seeks to face every challenge with grace, knowing that each trial is an opportunity to prove our strength. There is another aspect of power that often goes overlooked: the power of letting go. We often hold on to things, anger, regret, disappointment, believing that these emotions somehow give us control. But the Stoic teaches us that true power lies in the ability to release these attachments. Holding on to anger only poisons us. Dwelling on past mistakes keeps us trapped in the past. To be truly powerful, we must learn to let go of what we cannot control. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid, said Epictetus. This is the humility that leads to true power, the willingness to accept that we cannot control everything, and that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is surrender our need for control. To gain more power, we must cultivate a mindset of self-control and resilience. We must learn to govern ourselves in all situations, to act according to reason, and to refuse to be swayed by emotions or external forces. This is the Stoic ideal, the path to true power. It is not a power over others, but a power over ourselves. It is a power that leads to peace, fulfillment, and inner strength. The Stoic path requires constant vigilance. We must be ever mindful of our thoughts and actions. We must be willing to examine ourselves honestly and to correct our course when we stray from the path of virtue. Marcus Aurelius, in his personal journal, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Power is not something we discuss or debate. It is something we practice daily. It is a lived philosophy, an ongoing commitment to self-improvement. Let us also consider the Stoic concept of amor fati, the love of fate. This idea, central to Stoic philosophy, teaches us to embrace whatever life throws at us. Rather than resisting or resenting the challenges we face, we must learn to accept them fully. This does not mean we passively endure suffering, but that we actively welcome it as part of our journey towards strength. Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happens the way it happens. Then you will be happy, said Epictetus. In this acceptance of fate, we find true freedom. We find power. In the end, the power we seek is not found in the world outside of us, but in the world within us. It is the power to remain unshaken in the face of adversity, to act with integrity in all things, and to cultivate a sense of peace and purpose regardless of external circumstances. This is the power that no one can take from us, the power that endures long after material wealth and status have faded. So let us strive together, not for the fleeting power of dominance or wealth, but for the lasting power of self-mastery. Let us cultivate resilience, wisdom, and virtue. Let us seek to govern ourselves, for in doing so, we become truly free. This is the Stoic way. This is the path to true power. And in walking it, we not only elevate ourselves, but we inspire others to do the same. For it is in the mastery of the self that we find the greatest and most enduring power, the power to live fully, to love fate, and to be at peace with all that life brings.